All right, welcome back, mild Hogs of Glenpool coming at you. We got a cool trip today. We're actually moving from Paducah, Kentucky, over to Mammoth Cave. Woo! It's going to be an interesting, fun ride. And but to start us out with, we have kind of an interesting little story here. We eat at this nice Mexican restaurant right here. You can see Shannon enjoying a nice drink.
But it was good. I don't remember what it was, but it was good.
Yeah, it was. I know you mentioned it was a good one, but after we decided to leave the Mexican restaurant, a couple of us, not Steve, but a couple of us decided to leave our credit cards back at the restaurant. And so John, Clint, big shout out to them. They actually drove back to pick up our credit cards, and then on the way back to meet us, an hour later, they almost had a run-in with a semi. So not good, but they made it, and thank you very much for taking care of us. So we have some new people joining us. I know you already heard the voice of Shannon. You got Steve over here to the left, and then who are you?
And I'm Dianna.
Ooh.
My sweet wife.
Steve is my driver.
Yeah, I'm the driver.
Chauffeur.
I'm the handlebar man.
The handlebar man. All right. Well, we got a full house here. We're going to go through, talk through our video. We're going to start with our trip heading into Mammoth Cave. You can see the trees blowing by here. So,
Highway 62, I think is what it is. I mean, a great motorcycle road. Lots of things to see. A lot of trees, I know, but it is beautiful countryside and lots of twists and turns, ups and downs. Think about riding a motorcycle. It's like being on your own roller coaster, and these are great roads to ride on. Nothing too crazy. A lot of sweepers and great, just a good road and not a lot of traffic. You're not like going out and fighting the 18-wheelers while you're driving around. So, how'd you like it, Di? Did you enjoy the road?
Everything was great. Brent picked the best roads. Every road we went on was 2-lane and just beautiful. It's just the way I want to see the States.
Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Great way to see the country. And all the people were so nice. Everywhere in Kentucky.
I got a question. What do you girls, are you just kind of back there listening to music when you're sitting on the bike and just kind of chilling out and just gawking around?
Shannon's podcast.
I'm listening to podcasts.
Yeah, she told us that on the last one.
How about you,
She's
Di?
a podcaster.
Well, sometimes we listen to the same music, right? You and I do. Sometimes I listen to my own, and it's just different for different times. But just enjoy seeing the country this way.
Yeah,
it is so nice.
America.
No doubt.
I keep saying when I get to the point where I can't ride anymore. First, going 3-wheeler, I think is what I'll do. But I like feeling the wind, just like anybody rides bikes. I like feeling the wind in your face and blowing all around you and experiencing the smell. There's something to be said about the smells of the open road.
Yeah.
And they're good or bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes they are.
We're coming in hot right now.
Yeah. We are
late
coming in
because
hot.
they left their credit cards, so we were having to run to make our tour time. Shannon jumped off the bike to make sure that we got in, and anyway, we got in for our tour time. It was a great time at Mammoth.
Yeah, great job, Shannon, going and making sure they didn't. I'm telling you, the tour was about to take off. That's the fastest we've all locked up our bikes, secured everything, and ran.
We had to run.
We just got in there in time. The little girl that was doing the tour had already given her a little speech. But if you're going, be sure you get a reservation and make sure you've got a time to go. And that's kind of what we'd done. We'd reserved a spot in advance, but having to go back and grab the credit cards kind of knocked us back an hour, so we thought we'd be there early.
There we are.
There we are.
Also happy to make it.
Yep.
So happy.
All right. Well, we're going to turn it over to a little Coach Ed interview here, so I'm going to let him speak. Here we go.
Oh, I thought you were saying we.
No, I'm talking to people.
Carl's brand is Shucks.
Oh, you're right. I've never been in it. I've seen the things though.
Steve, where are we going? We're going to Mammoth Cave. One of the largest caves in the world.
Damn.
How big is it? It's the largest one.
I think it's like 400 miles long.
Yeah.
Something like that.
No.
Somewhere.
They don't even know yet.
Yeah, they don't even know. Yeah. That's cool. It's kind of like this walk. It just keeps going.
Good ride today, though, wasn't it?
It was a good ride. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Cool ride.
And when we hit the shady trees, it was like cools you off. It was so nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cools you off.
And then the banks.
You're not in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Man, sweet.
The extra long visit we got at the convenience store, little rest stop.
Yeah, the little rest stop at the convenience store was definitely It was worth its money. That's for sure.
Well, there's going to be a few jokes about hanging on your debit card and your credit card and leave somewhere for quite some time.
I mean, we did get to smell Heather's feet too.
Yeah.
That was definitely worth it on that end. That's cool.
I didn't know Doritos was a fragrance.
Oh, and also Dianna got hit with the biggest pole she's ever been hit with too. Dianna, you want to talk about your pole? No. Oh, that's good stuff. All right. To be continued.
Nobody wanted to tell me.
Follow it a little closer. Starts to engulf their entire bodies. Maybe they start to hear small little waterfalls. They turn the corner. Massive dark hole in the middle of the woods. What do you think those people did? Yeah, it's really simple. They got their tickets out. They showed them to Ranger Alex. And they went on. As you pass by, you show them your tickets. I'll see you all.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys heard my words of wisdom there. I felt like while we were in this cave, I need to be dropping breadcrumbs. Just to make sure I could find my way back out. But wow, it's gigantic. The whole cave, only portions of it had even been explored. There's still places it hasn't. Haven't even got to.
Was it a 2-hour tour?
Yeah, it's a 2-hour tour. It's like Gilligan.
Yeah, that's a 3-hour tour.
Oh, that is a 3. You're right. All right. Well, we're coming into Mammoth Cave, as you can see, and man, I'll tell you, the temperature, right?
Oh my God.
when we walked down to
it,
it was hot, and the next thing you know, you walk into front of this cave, and it drops to like 50 some odd degrees.
It was probably 100 degrees that day too, and so it was a welcome feel.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was so good.
I don't know if it was 100, but it was hot. Yeah, it was hot. But it definitely was like an air conditioner coming in here.
It was very weird as we were walking down that trail. Like you just after a few minutes, like you got closer and closer and closer, and then you felt the cold. You were like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
It was very kind of
pretty interesting. Kind of cool fact about caves: they actually stay at constant temperature.
Yeah.
No matter, regardless of
year
temperature
round.
outside or if it's hot or cold, they stay the same temperature, which is kind of really cool. They taught us that while we were there.
Handy little girl.
Our little
Jackie.
What was that? Jackie.
Jackie.
I remember her name. She was so awesome.
Name.
When we went, she was made for the job.
Yeah.
I mean, and she
totally
goes
made for it.
up and down into that cave probably. Who knows how many times she's been down in there?
She's in good shape.
Yeah,
and
she's in real
probably
good shape.
sick of telling the same stories to the a different group of people every day. But she told it like it was the first time she'd ever said
she was
it.
really good.
And,
really good.
She was super good, man. It was very entertaining and well worth. If you're in that area of the country, man, stop by there and see that. Kentucky's a great spot, and this is just part of it. It was really cool.
Videos really don't do it justice either. Like you don't really see everything because you only can show so much. But we could have videoed this whole thing, but this video would have been super long if we would have just kept it all in there.
All right, so we're moving into Saltpeter Mine. You remember what that was all about?
I do, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, they were mining that way back, during the slavery periods, and were mining this thing for saltpeter, and she gave a great description of what that was all about.
Wasn't it gunpowder?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was about.
Yeah.
It was about gunpowder.
That's how they made gunpowder.
Yeah, and they were doing it manual labor,
legitimately
digging, rolling it outside the cave. And these caves, this cave is just massive.
It's massive.
I mean, even the
It's
video
mammoth.
here, it's mammoth. It doesn't even give it perspective.
Yes,
what
there's
you're looking
some
at.
of those dig sites you're seeing there, where they were going in and mining the guano or whatever it was, the saltpeter, and getting that out of there and for gunpowder for the Civil Wars and all the things they were using it for. Pretty cool.
Yeah, also, I know you can kind of see it here. Video kind of gets blurry. For whatever reason, camera was great. When we went underground, camera started distorting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just some like electromagnetic
Maybe
thing
interference
or
of some
just the darkness of the cave
Yeah.
and just kind of things kind of pulling together. But
Wow, that's a great shot.
That is a good
yeah,
picture.
it's beautiful. Hey, there's Jackie right there.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, there she is.
All of our pictures were blurry. It's
Yeah,
fine.
kind of everything
little
turned
blurry.
blurry. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it may be the
that
light
was
in the cave.
tuberculosis hospital was crazy.
Yeah.
that
That's
was
where they used to send people when they
Yeah,
had
people would get
tuberculosis to
sick
see if
and
they
they
would
thought,
get healed up.
yeah, they would heal them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a
and then
good
we-
shot.
I think they figured out later though that didn't really help.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they told us?
Yeah, that's what they told us. Yeah. All right, now we turn into Gothic Avenue, and this is just a long, long journey that is just, the cave is just massive, and it's like a big old hallway. You can see the lights just turned on in the next phase of this particular cave set. And the ceilings, you'll kind of see here in a moment, have graffiti on them too, so people somehow climbed to the top of these things and did graffiti on them, whether it be through chalk or it even be through flame too as well. So it's pretty amazing. Pretty
that is
cool.
one thing they did. Remember they told us
Yeah.
about that, the smoke from
Yeah.
Take their torch and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty
draw things on
wild.
the ceiling.
It's a long walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a couple of miles, right? Isn't that what it
Yeah.
was?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Couple
so
miles.
those of you that are going, I mean, you don't need boots, but a pair of tennis shoes.
Good walking shoes.
Yeah, good
comfortable
walking
shoes,
shoes for
good
sure.
walking shoes.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. If you bringing some water, not a bad idea. To bring a jug of water or
And a
something to
jacket.
drink.
And a
I mean,
jacket.
for
Yeah,
those-
I wore a jacket.
But I mean, especially if it's cold. I mean, you get
Yeah.
cold pretty
They did
easy.
have bathrooms along the
Yeah.
way, right?
Yeah, there was a
Remember?
bathroom.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They
there
did.
was. I
They had a
forgot about
bathroom,
that,
which
yeah.
we didn't know. They didn't tell us that.
That was
That's why I was so worried about going to the bathroom when we first
Yeah.
got there.
Yeah. You thought, oh my goodness, what's going to
Well, and
happen?
the lady Jackie, that was her name?
Yep,
Jackie.
Jackie.
Said at the beginning, if you want to go through it at a slower pace, stay towards the
There's
front of
some
the
of that
line. But if you
graffiti.
want to go
Yep.
through quicker, kind of hang back from the group, and it somehow makes it go through.
Yeah.
Go quicker. So we hung to the back so that we could get video and so we could just kind of watch everybody and go through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's so awesome to get to see all these new things with great friends, man, and good people. Clint, Tammy, and our whole group. I mean, John and
Leslie.
and
Yeah.
Leslie.
Heather and Aaron.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
getting to see them with our friends is such a cool experience. And looking forward to the next one, man. I know we're going to have another great trip. So these are awesome. It's an awesome run. This was one of our big. Yeah, as Britt and I started putting the trip together, this was one of the places we definitely wanted to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we had some highlights. As we move through this trip, I mean, as we go, there's some places we had to stop at, some places we wanted to stop at.
Yeah.
Stop at. So.
Yeah, and even we'll kind of see it on our next video of where we stay after Mammoth Cave. We actually go to Cave City and have a chance to stay at the Wigwam. So more to come on that on the next video. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, the cave is opening up, and we're getting ready to go into our next area, which is going to be the giant coffin. So pretty cool stuff, being able to see that here in just a moment.
The walkways were some of them were super narrow.
Yeah.
This one wasn't as bad, but you'll see some later that are more narrow.
And I kept thinking they were down there with lanterns. Like,
Yes.
they have this lit for us, but what an experience down there, and you've got lanterns.
And terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at one time it was torches, right?
That's the coffin.
Even before the lanterns. I mean,
Yeah.
there was guys carrying torches
Yeah.
down there to see and trying to work. They're mining this thing.
That's the giant coffin
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
a giant coffin. I was asked by my daughter who's actually in that. And I kind of giggled and
Really?
laughed. I said,
No.
well, nobody's in that. It's just a big old slab. Oh, man.
At
So,
some
it's
point, I
cute.
mean, I hope if anybody was down there and saw that thing slide off the wall or off the ceiling or whatever, would have been terrifying.
That would've been- yeah, or
no
just
doubt.
if you were walking around and you couldn't see really
Yeah.
anything around
Yeah.
you, and then you heard something like that, that would be.
Yeah.
I know, this is
Crazy.
kind of what you were talking about with the flames on the ceiling. You can kind of see it looks like patches of black and white, kind of like
They
almost
give their
like
names in it, I
Mhm.
thought. Remember,
Yeah, they did
their
that too.
initials or
Mhm.
something, I thought.
yeah. This is from the smut of
Yeah.
the flames up in the ceiling and stuff. So pretty amazing.
She had a word for it too, but I can't.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't think of what the word was it for, but yeah, it's beautiful
It's
though.
almost daunting, like just the seeing it in real life. It was so
It was super.
just incredible. Like you
Yeah.
just don't believe what you're seeing.
It needs to be one of the wonders of the world.
Yeah,
It's
for
that,
sure.
It's that big.
Oh, there we are.
If anybody does go to look at it, they've got other tours that are shorter, some more in depth.
Yeah.
I think they've even got an overnighter in there. But you
No,
can.
thank you.
Yeah, you can, no doubt. You can call the park and get ready, and figure out what kind of things, or get online and look up Mammoth Cave and see what kind of things they offer. And you can you kind of pick what you want to do. You can spend multiple days down there.
Yeah, this was Shannon's favorite part, right?
Yeah,
like
no, it was
you
not
love
my
parking
favorite part.
garages, so as the ceiling got tighter and tighter.
I was getting very nervous
Yeah.
at this point.
We are actually going downhill here. It kind of maybe looks like you're going uphill possibly, but we are going further down and deeper into
You're
the
having
cave.
to like duck under these big things, rocks and stuff to get.
I think somebody hit their
rocks.
head. Didn't there somebody
Yeah.
down
Yeah, that happens a little bit later. We're gonna definitely highlight that one when it comes up here in a moment.
I think
so
somebody got a pop knot on
yeah,
their head.
yeah, that's pretty good stuff.
And this is
But
where it
hey-
starts to get real narrow too.
Yeah, if you are claustrophobic, it's gonna be. There's just a few tight places.
It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was very nervous about this, and it was not as bad as I thought
you
it was
are.
going to be.
Yeah, you two are.
I give a shout out to my
Yeah.
niece who made that Harley purse. That
Yeah.
you can see. She did
Very
a
good,
great job on
Shaylin.
that.
Very good, Shaylin.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
there's no
She's
place where you got to
professional.
get on your stomach and army crawl through, or
Oh,
you
I'd be
know.
out.
Yeah.
Like, if that ever happened, just know I'm turning around. I would be out.
She done. She gone.
But again, man, if you guys are bikers, get on your bike, go out and see these things. You know, it's I
Make it
heard somebody,
happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Heard somebody say once, it's later than you think, and it's true. It's so true. Get out, go do something. Get out and go see things, and enjoy yourself.
This is where it's getting real.
Yeah, we saw Spider-Man Aaron there.
Yeah, it's getting real sketchy right around here.
Kind of
But
sliding
still,
down the pole.
not bad. It wasn't. It looks scarier on the video than it really was in person. So if you're worried about it, it really wasn't that bad.
It's pretty lit too.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it kind of looks dark on the video, it is actually pretty easy to see what's in front of you or around you. Most of the time.
Yay! See,
Here
I
we
was saying,
come.
yay! I made it.
Yay. And there they are.
Yeah,
there you
Dianna's
guys are
yeah,
again.
coming
There
down.
you go.
Old timer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Making
people
it.
could do it. Yeah.
Then we got John and Leslie coming at us
Big
next.
John.
Yeah. And then I think Clint and Tammy are last. So Heather
Yeah.
and Aaron must have been in the front.
Clint decided he wanted to try things different. He felt like he was going to go backwards through the cave. No, I'm kidding. But Clint does have a rude awakening happening right about now.
Oh. Hit his head. Gosh darn
Gosh.
it.
And Clint, no, that was
Tammy's
not
laughing.
my fault.
I saw
Tammy
her
was laughing.
Tammy's laughing.
Tammy.
Clint
He
tried
was
to blame
okay.
me, but it was
Yeah.
all Clint.
Yeah. No
It was
blood.
all Clint.
No blood. So I think we're all okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right, we're getting ready to now actually transition ourselves into Dante's Gateway. So it's a little bit of the same, but now it's going to be more of a flat surface instead of going down stairway cases. But I think we actually have another one coming.
Just a little one though.
Yeah, I
this
think
time.
it's a little one.
Isn't that cool?
I know.
Golly.
Look how cool that is. You don't realize maybe how far we have gone underground.
Yeah,
too,
we've
as well,
gone
right?
pretty
Like,
far down.
It feels like when you're watching the video that you're kind of going flat level surface and you go down to maybe a stairway case. But I mean, at this point, we could be 1,000 feet underground, maybe even
I don't
further.
know. It seemed like forever.
Yeah. Well, you kind of realize how far you went down once you start.
We need to
climbing
go back
up
up.
the
Yeah.
stairs. Yeah.
You gotta
We need to
come
go
out.
back up.
Then you
for
got a
sure.
reality check real
Fun.
quick.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Do you guys have a favorite part of the cave at all? Do anybody have a favorite section or anything?
I like that part, where it was just the big open at the end. When
Oh.
when we took the picture.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, bottomless pit. Yeah.
Yeah, this is, they told the story of a guy that first explored this spot, and he went over with a lantern on a ladder, on a wooden ladder.
Wooden
Yeah,
ladder,
laid the
right
ladder
here.
over the
You
hole.
couldn't see the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can see the bottom
Yeah.
now, I think, here. But
I think
No
Greg-
way, no
There-
way.
no,
No way
no
would
way
I do
in
that.
heck would
I'm
I do
such a
that.
chicken, no way.
no, there's no way I would.
Heather would do it.
No, she would not. I can guarantee you that. She would
I'm
not.
surprised she did this.
Me too.
Yeah.
She was a trooper. God love her. She gets a little bit nervous with some of this stuff, just like me. So we were trying to help each other out a little bit here and there. Where are we at now? Where's that?
Yeah, this one's kind of a little bit dark, but we're still kind of heading down the same.
Is this when they turn
alleyways
the
and
lights
stuff.
out or no?
No, that's further on down in the video. So this is just kind of going, I think,
walking.
up some
We're
stairs is
walking.
what we're doing now. Maybe side stairs or downstairs. Who knows?
We're
It's
on
pretty
something.
dark.
That's real dark.
Yeah. but you can see the light coming in front of us. But could you imagine being here without having light?
With
like
a torch.
what in the world?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
And being the first to explore it.
Yeah, that would have been so crazy.
Right?
And they're still finding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still finding
tunnels
things.
or whatever.
Yep.
Is this where the lake was? Where the water
that
gets flooded?
Yeah, it's a little bit further here. That's actually going to be in the dome area, but yeah, we're getting to that point.
That was right before we went out, wasn't it? Okay.
Yep.
That's
Remember how
what's
many
another
miles
thing.
they said there were that had been explored?
Well, I know when I interviewed you, you told me that it was over 400 miles. So I'm going to
What I wanted
say,
to say, yeah.
yeah, I'm going to
they're still
say, and they're still exploring it.
Yeah.
And then they even talked about, like, as Shannon just mentioned, when the rain comes in, like lakes build up in the bottom of the cave.
Yeah, it floods sometimes.
And it floods, and then it recedes, and so it kind of, goes up and down throughout
one
the
place
seasons.
where you can see where the water how high the water had been at one point.
Yeah, they marked.
Yeah.
This is some of the graffiti we talked about earlier that people had put on the walls and just kind of throughout the caves. There were some old ones in there too. Some ones that were all the way back in like the 1800s and stuff, which is just crazy to think about.
1800s would have been 1800s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I look at those stairs, I can't tell if I'm going up or down. I look at it and go, well, it could be going.
Yeah.
I think we're still going down.
I think we're still going down.
We're still going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're still having to duck in a few places because it kind of. You're not supposed to touch the walls. That was one of the big rules, is that because of the oils on your fingers and stuff. And then when we get out, we also have to clean our shoes off. You'll see that later, but we have, because if you can't, there's something about the
contaminants of the cave. They don't want you to actually truck that because we're walking through the cave, so the soot and the different things get on your feet.
I think it did have something
it's
to
on
do
the
with the
bats.
bats.
Yeah, from the bats.
Yeah, it keeps the disease from going to another cave or another.
I feel like
area.
this is we could all go here if this is where the apocalypse
all
happens.
right,
We
this
can go
is
there.
named after me, Fat Man's Misery. Really, what this is you see the cave in front of you, but down below where our feet are, it really narrows down. I mean, it's probably sometimes 6 inches, maybe 12 inches wide that we're walking through. I know.
Yeah, you have to go sideways.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, I was going to ask you guys, do you think it's man-made, that part? Or do you think it's like part of the cave was that way?
They might have cut it down so you could...
Yeah?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
It's hard to know.
I wouldn't think so.
It just looks like it's just a little open spot, right? This looks like a little open spot where you can kind of walk and...
There's Tammy.
Google it up,
stoop
right?
down
Is that what we're supposed to do?
Yeah.
So we know? Well, we don't know.
Tammy stooped down, and she's not a short girl.
Yeah, Tammy's not short.
Yeah.
So and there it is, Fat Man's Misery right here. To the right.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, all of us are ducking.
Yeah.
All of us are actually really trying to pay attention to not touching things
that
at the
was the
same
hardest
time,
part.
which was really
Keeping
difficult.
your balance and
trying to come through here because it's so narrow, and then you're also trying to lean over but keep your feet planted. So it was kind of a interesting little
That was a
walk
challenging
in here.
area.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a different than the rest of the cave, but pretty cool though. Also had wet spots in it too as well. Which was interesting.
There was water on the ceiling and stuff. It's so
You
crazy
can
how they
see
go in
there,
there and put those lights in there. Like,
yeah,
how in the
somebody had to
world-
wire that.
How in the
all
world
way
did they
through
wire
there,
that?
you know? It's pretty wild.
You can see how she's having to turn sideways in certain spots to get through. We got like bottlenecked here for a second.
For a little bit, yeah. So when you guys are two ladies, when you're riding on the back of the motorcycle, like what's some of your favorite things to look for or to do, or besides talking to Steve and I know that's your favorite, or your favorite when you
all the
mute
churches.
me.
I like looking for churches.
Yeah.
Oh, the barn quilts. We saw a lot of barn quilts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we got any on video.
I don't know. I don't think because we wouldn't see them till we were already almost
You don't
by
see those a lot here, do you?
No,
No.
not
And
very
then,
many.
and we would see the Amish people riding their little
Yeah.
their horse and buggy.
Yeah,
that was
cart
really
and buggies.
neat.
Those were cute.
What's the meaning of the quilt? I know there was
remember.
discussions that we
Wasn't it a
had,
family
but
thing?
yeah, it's a family thing.
And then I thought it was something about like it was like a map to go somewhere. Like I don't.
Yeah, I think that's what they
it's
used
a Native
it
American
for.
thing.
Yeah. back
for
in the
sure.
day.
I think is what John enlisted. I thought John.
Yeah,
enlisted
John
told us that,
Leslie
but I
was the
can't
one
remember.
telling us about it. Yeah.
Got to get John on here so he can tell us.
Yeah,
about
John,
the,
where are you?
Golly.
Clint, Aaron,
Yeah.
man.
Come on.
Chickens,
It's not
bunch
like
of
you haven't been
chickens.
invited, that's for
And it's
sure.
not like you can't talk. We know.
Calling you out.
Calling you out. And I know we got a little bit of this going into Cave City, and Cave City was a really cool town. I like that little spot. Just a neat little, it's a tourist trap, there's no doubt, but great little shops. Like you go downtown. We went downtown, grabbed a coffee at one of the coffee shops. The guy there at the Wigwam said, hey, that's a good place to go. So Dianna and I got up that morning before we left and grabbed some coffee, and it's funny because they had a coffee next door to a bar, wasn't it? Wasn't there a bar next door to a coffee shop?
Yeah, she owned the coffee shop and the bar.
Yeah, and
Pretty
so
smart.
it's genius.
Yeah, it's actually pretty genius.
She probably drives
It's like a
an
truck
Uber
to a
to
cookie
get
store.
people there and
I know
back.
the Two-Lane Life guys had
Yeah.
her on their show,
Yeah,
so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, getting to
Pretty
see
cool
that.
seeing that. Yeah. All right. Well, we are getting ready to come into the Mammoth Dome area. This is where you were talking about, where the
This was
water
so
comes
neat.
up, and we don't really get a good picture except for right there. You can see it behind us. That actually goes in a whole nother direction, and that's where the waters come up and fill this room, actually all the way up to the places where we're standing right now. The water can fill that. So didn't while we were there.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Let's talk about panic attack.
That might have scared a couple of people.
You don't want to get muddy while you're in there.
Now we're going back up finally.
Yeah, now we are starting to do the stairway case up and actually going to the place that is my favorite place, which we'll talk a little bit later, but you mentioned like where's our favorite places, and I'll mention it here in just a moment. But yes, we are starting to head back up now. We're still coming out of the dome, and so these are just different formations that you can see that are all around you. And then what's really wild too, and we don't get to explore it, but there's offshoots of different caves all along the way that we're walking right here that are roped off. I'm sure that's probably part of the other experiences and tours that people go on. But this one was really amazing, and actually water is coming down off these walls, even though we could never find where the water was like coming, but you could hear it, right? Like it was like loud, like it was like a waterfall, but couldn't actually see where the water was coming or going. But pretty amazing experience in this room right here. Yeah, it's pretty
how low
cool.
that is right there.
I know, isn't it wild? This is just a great picture from behind it, and just being able to see out through all of it, all the way down into the pit there. So this next experience was actually pretty amazing. We've been talking about it at the very beginning of our video, going into Mammoth Cave, like everybody using torches or lamps, oil lamps, and actually that is what our ranger has right in front of us. That little red glowy dot, that is her lantern. And we are all in this cave basically, and that's the only light source we have.
Yeah, she had us turn our cell phones off.
Yeah,
Make sure there was no
we turned
light on.
everything off, and here in just a moment she turns her lantern off, and you get to see reality set in of exactly what it feels like to be inside the cave.
Where you were going, up or down, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face.
So where the guy
Yeah, this is actually we'll see it in just a moment. There's a hole in the ceiling above us, and this is actually where a guy went down on a rope down into this area right here and dropped his lantern, and if you can only imagine, this is what he saw. Pure darkness and not being able to see anything around him. And this is actually what he was in. This is where we were.
Heather's Tower.
Yeah, and that's actually my favorite spot, Heather's Tower. Out of the whole trip, the Heather's Tower, we can talk a little bit about that. There it is right there. But that hole right there that you see, that's what they actually dropped him down in. And he dropped his lantern, and that's what he saw. So, but pretty amazing place.
Yes, really was.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That tower is what we had to climb up to get out of the cave.
This was definitely Heather's favorite area of the entire
right there,
cave.
There it is.
Yeah, you could see it straight up and down. She was a warrior, though. She fought her way, and she made it. Very proud of her, but definitely was an experience to go through the entire cave, and being able to come up through this, and it was pretty amazing.
Like I say, it's a couple of miles on the hike. You know, if you're going to go there and you've got some time in front of you and you know you're going to go, get out and walk the neighborhood a little bit, and get yourself kind of ready for it. And shouldn't be any problem. If you're young, shouldn't be any problem anyway. But yeah, just be ready for the walk. Coming back out of there, like there's a lot of climbing.
Yeah.
Come back out.
You gotta climb.
Yeah, it happens all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So.
And here's Batman's favorite pet.
Yeah.
It's actually a little bat.
Little tiny
it kind of
bat.
looks like a crack in the.
Is that the only bat we saw?
That's the only bat.
one
Yeah.
we saw. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I really
He's
thought
it.
we'd see more.
He's a
He was just a little tiny guy
just
right
hanging there,
just having
sleeping.
a blast, sleeping.
Shannon wanted to pet him, but I told her no. Don't do
I
that.
did not want to pet him.
Don't do that.
Now he's zoomed in. That's way above our
Yeah,
head.
that's
It's
way,
way up
way up
there,
there. He
yeah.
zoomed in on it for sure.
I even put the whole camera on the highest part of
Yeah.
the stick to
Oh,
get it as
there's our
close as I
favorite
could.
ranger.
Yeah. There's the
Yeah.
old ranger. That's Clint's favorite friend.
Yeah.
Came up and scared the crap out of Clint at the while
up
we
behind
were.
him, didn't
Yeah,
he?
came up behind him.
Scared. We didn't even know he was still back there.
He was funny.
Yeah,
He was
he's
just
a
kinda-
funny
They were
guy.
both really good.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a great.
He would hang in the shadows, and then just like every once in a while, then you'd see him,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, "Oh, he's
This is
still
coming
here."
back out here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this
This
is
was
it.
the long
Yeah.
climb out.
I mean, look at that gigantic. I mean, you couldn't not discover it if you walked by it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the cold air coming out of it was.
Yeah.
Like, my gosh, there's an air conditioner now. If we could find some way to harness that.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
I know,
my
how
goodness.
amazing would that be, right?
Blow that into your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I'm going if there's an apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
We're
doubt.
going back to Kentucky.
We're going back
I think
to
if we're
Kentucky.
somewhere is that spot where we had to wipe our shoes off.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's after this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to clean your shoes when you came out.
We'll make sure we take our buffalo trace with us when we go back to the.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, but we're climbing out here. You can definitely see it's a little steep right here, but once you get above the stairway case, then you're kind of back on the trail that we came down on.
And you got to climb up that trail.
Yeah, but you can take your time, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no rush. Unlike us, we were in a rush.
We were in a rush
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
We had to rush
Yeah,
from
we had to get to
there
the wigwams by
to the
what, 7?
wigwams.
Yeah.
Had to
Yeah.
be supposed to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
at that
yeah.
guy at the
Oh, was
hotel
it-
by 7, and we'd reserved those as well. So couldn't miss these 2 spots. So we were behind.
Leaving those credit cards really got us.
All right, we got our ranger here again.
Well, before we had it, and then now that we have it, there's no way to get rid of it, so we just worry about afterwards. But before 2012, you would have walked on those. Before you came in, we would have had a whole, have you wore these boots in?
All right,
There she
and
was.
there,
She's cute. She's
yeah,
the star
she's
of the show.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Loved
Star
her
of the
voice.
show.
Yeah, what a
Loved
great
her
job.
voice. She did a wonderful job.
This is where we wash our
Yep,
feet.
these are the mats.
You got to walk through here.
Yeah, clean off your shoes. So, all right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for
Amen.
all of you to join
Love it.
us.
Thanks
It was
for doing this.
Yeah,
Thanks for putting this together,
absolutely.
Brent.
If you get a chance, go, man. If you guys
Yep.
see this, if you get a chance, go.
Check out Mammoth
Mammoth
Cave.
Cave is
It's
amazing.
fantastic. It's a wonderful experience. And all right, Mild Hogs of Glenpool. We'll see you on the other side.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Kickstands up and find life on the ride.